Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has publicly rejected US demands to end uranium enrichment. Iran's semi-official Mehr news agency quotes Khamenei as saying, "We don't wait for anyone's permission. Iran has its own methods and policies. Enrichment is not negotiable." As Iran doubles down on enrichment, which is a cornerstone of its nuclear capability, the hopes for a new nuclear accord hangs by a thread. Despite ongoing talks with US officials, mediated by Oman and scheduled to resume in Italy, there's a chilling realization settling in. Both sides are digging into their respective red lines. Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff has called enrichment a non-starter. Tehran says that the US demand for Iran to forego enrichment is illogical. So the question is, what happens when diplomacy meets a dead end? US intelligence sources say that Israel has a plan. Fighter jets are being prepped. Live drills are underway. According to the Times of Israel newspaper, the Israeli military is preparing for a potential multi-day military campaign against Iran's nuclear infrastructure should negotiations fail. There's a narrow operational window left. If a strike must happen, it'll have to be soon. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dropped a broad hint in Jerusalem on Wednesday.
Iran remains a very serious threat to Israel. We are, of course, in full coordination with the United States. We are talking to them all the time, and we hope that if they can reach an agreement that will prevent Iran from having a nuclear weapon, that means it will prevent Iran from being able to enrich uranium. If this is certainly achieved, we will of course welcome it. But in any case, the state of Israel reserves the right to defend itself against a regime that threatens to destroy us.
Reports say that Netanyahu is waiting for Trump to lose faith in the talks before launching a strike, possibly with or without Washington, D.C.'s green light. But there's a not-so-minor hitch. Israel does not have the capacity to destroy Iran's nuclear program without US assistance, and the US is not likely to help Israel carry out strikes on Iranian nuclear sites at this moment, short of some major provocation by Tehran. As tensions mount, a horrifying act of violence struck the US capital on 22nd May. 2 Israeli embassy employees were gunned down outside a museum in Washington, D.C. Eyewitnesses say the attacker shouted, "Free Palestine," as police moved in.
Last night in Washington, something horrific happened. A brutal terrorist shot in cold blood a young, beautiful couple, Yaron Lishinsky and Sarah Milgram. The terrorist who cruelly gunned them down did so for one reason and one reason alone. He wanted to kill Jews. And as he was taken away, he chanted, "Free Palestine." This is exactly the same chant we heard on October 7th.
The killings have added another layer of tension to an already strained ties between the West and the Arab world. Could this be a lone act of terror or the beginning of something different? Will it lead to a nuclear war? Back in Rome, the 5th round of indirect US-Iran nuclear talks are on a knife's edge. Mediators from Oman are trying to salvage what little goodwill remains. But with Khamenei pouring cold water on the process and Netanyahu watching with his finger on the trigger, the question on everyone's mind is this: can diplomacy survive another breakdown? Since Trump withdrew from the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, Iran has ramped up uranium enrichment. While Tehran insists its nuclear program is peaceful, critics led by Israel say that the evidence points otherwise. Iran is in no mood to budge. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said that these positions have been met with Iran's immediate response. Uranium enrichment is not a negotiable issue from our perspective. I have already given a clear response over the past few days. And today, the leader of the Islamic Revolution has also made the position absolutely clear. So what's really at stake here? 1. A regional war that could draw in global powers. 2. Potential radioactive fallout from Israeli airstrikes. And 3. The collapse of trust in nuclear diplomacy that would probably last a generation and more. If these talks fall apart and bombs start raining, it won't just be about enrichment anymore. It'll be about survival, sovereignty, and future of nuclear restraint. Iran stands defiant, Israel stands ready, and the world holds its breath. Will peace be given a chance, or has the window already closed? And what happens to a Nobel Peace Prize for Trump?
Thanks for watching, and please remember to like, subscribe and share this video to stay updated with the latest breaking news from DesBuzz 24.